all that reputational damage that's being done as they're sitting there on horses with American flags running through soccer fields, scaring kids that are playing soccer in the middle of the day at a summer camp. For what? Just toughness. It's a weakness masquerading as strength. That's what I don't like about this son of a bitch. I don't. And forgive me, I know he's the president of the United States. Forgive me, I didn't, yeah, he calls me new scum. Come on. How do I explain that to my kid? Now I have my kids' friends calling my kids new scum. That I get, because I was called that in 7th grade, but not by a 79-year-old. Model better goddamn behavior, man. Forgive the goddamn.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill our citizens, we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
This is actually insane.
Community, all these mixed status families, $8.5 billion in tax collection in California every year from undocs. $8.5 billion that we receive just at the state level of taxes. That was the last Pew estimate. So it's not insignificant. Backbone, it's half of our agriculture work. You care about farmers and ranchers? If that's what your number one go-to commitment, then you sure as hell should care about their workers. 41% of our construction workers, Texas and California have the highest percentage of construction workers that would fall into that category. How the hell do we rebuild Altadena and Palisades? We're gonna need a peak next year. We estimate about 70,000 workers. Without that workforce, ain't gonna happen. You're struggling here. You imagine a peak there. So I think there needs to be a pathway for those folks as we secure the border and we own that issue.
Do you feel that they're taking American jobs?
Not in Tulare County. Not in Ventura County. I don't know many people that want a job out there in those packing facilities. Mm-hmm. I don't see many people look like me jumping at those jobs. I just don't. Maybe there's some exceptions. I haven't seen the evidence.
Quit the navel-gazing and whining and start acting tough. So what's Hammering Hank doing? Singing.
Congressman Hank Johnson coming to give you some more ear candy. Died by suicide.
I tell you what, Democrats, it just gets worse and worse and worse. But what's going on, family? I hope everybody that's tuned in right now that you are blessed, well, and healthy, man. I love you guys, man. And I tell you what a time to be alive.
And you must be blind. You've been telling us you released the file, but where are they? Dreamsicle on a summer night in a folding armchair.
Now, Whoopi singing a little bit of a different tune. She said, Barack, don't you point your skinny little finger at me.
This has not been about Democrats laying back. This has been about y'all. This has been about y'all because their messaging was always the same.
Whoopi turds. She got it swung to the side and got a barber taper fade. Oh boy, the women on the spew, not the view, the spew. They ought to shut this crap down, man. ABC ought to be shut down too. Y'all ought to come out to more money. Another lawsuit. Y'all have no credibility whatsoever. Y'all just as worse as Barry. Just as worse as Barry. And we read that real birth certificate. Michelle walking around, got the podcast going, pulling out the mushroom tip.
Democrats have been angry at what this man tried to do the last time. They've been angry this time. So with much due respect to you both, I believe you are pointing the finger at the wrong person when you say Democrats.
Whoopi's tired of Barack telling the brothers and sisters what to do. She's in the trenches every day. while he's in Honolulu getting henpecked by Michelle. The Messiah can't perform miracles anymore. And the God said he's a day late and $1 short.
It's mind-boggling to me when I hear people like President Obama say things that regular, everyday people been saying for years. We've been saying Democrats were cowards for a decade. We've been saying Democrats need to toughen up. And that cowardice is, why we're in the position that we're in now. So it's just wild to hear President Obama say that now as if Democrats haven't been cowards for the past decade.
The cowardly lying Democrats should look in the mirror. Barack puppet mastered Kamala's campaign, and now everyone's leaking that he didn't think she was tough enough, so he hid her in a bunker.
They were afraid, right? They didn't trust her. They had her so wound tight. Like, if the cursing Kamala would have gone on the broadcast.
Everyone they just showed in these past, 30, 40 seconds has no credibility whatsoever. The hell with Mark Cuban, the hell with The View, The Spew, the hell with The Breakfast Club, and they wonder why their ratings have all just dropped. I tell you. Look at Mark Cuban up here.
Would have killed it.
Obama wouldn't let the best-looking attorney general talk to other guys. Look what happened when he let her talk to Brett Baer. Catastrophe. You cannot hide presidential candidates and then blame them for losing. You got to just leave it all out in the field. Biden still thinks he's running. So they took away his phone and changed his number. But he got a new one, and he called the New York Times to tell them that the auto pen signed the pardons because his hand was too tired. Joe with a phone is dangerous, and Democrats think something's up.
I think something else is coming. Why did he pick the phone up after 5 years and called them? Something is coming. I suspect they're laying the predicate that he delegated and they put out these drug offenses, which seem small because there's a bigger case coming.
I agree.
If Hunter was selling pardons, I wouldn't use my own John Hancock either. I'd give it to the auto pen. Joe's the last gasp of the baby boomer Democrats before the party brings in fresh blood for the midterms. But they're filling their ranks with communists who will poison their chances for the general. Zoolander in New York, he wants government-run supermarkets and tax hikes on whites. And now staffers are pulling him away from the press like he's the big guy. Watch.
Building this coalition further and further such that it reflects the beauty and the breadth of our city. Thank you for your question, Ms.
I think we're done here.
Channel 7.
We're going to go. Come on.
We haven't had a chance to
We're wrapping up. Sorry, folks.
Now, what do Sleepy Joe and communists have in common? The more they talk, the more their staff wets the bed. In Minneapolis, the sheets are soaked. Democrats are running this guy for mayor. His name's Omar, and he wants to turn Minneapolis into Somalia.
I understand that our Somali communities are all connected to each other here in Minnesota and back home, and I ask for your support. There's always been a link between our community here as well as back home, and I'm running to bridge that gap and unite all of us.
A link between Minneapolis and Somalia? That may be a bridge too far. Omar wants price controls. He wants to defund the police and Trump-proof the city. Well, shiver me timbers, because these commie pirates are hijacking the Democrat Party ship. The consultants, they see the writing on the wall. They're telling campaigns.
What's that movie? I watched it so many times and I forgot the movie where they hijack the pirates. They hijack the ship. He looks like that. He looks like that guy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He looks like that guy, man. He does. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was like the star actor of that of the movie, of the pirates. He was their main star. I forgot the name of that movie though. Comment down below if you know the movie name. I can't. I'm having a brain fart right now.
It was a great time to retire. So who's going to save the Democrat Party from this ship of fools? Here comes the great white hope, Captain Gavin Newsom. Barack told him to act tough, and Gavin's already cursing like a sailor.
Mother no bull believe that. Out of here, this son of a God gift. I despise me for the I read too.
Gavin's state suffering from devastating fires and riots, so he left. He went to South Carolina to kiss babies and do 4-hour podcasts. Gavin's not officiating gay weddings anymore. He's talking to Navy SEALs and trying to act like one of the guys, but he keeps forgetting to uncross his legs. In the first few minutes, he talked about bow hunting, skeet shooting, and called the president a son of a bitch. And then he claims his hair caught on fire in the Palisades.
I was up there in the hills with these guys, and we all turned around when my hair literally burst on. There's a video of it. And they threw me in the car. The guy hits my hair and throws me in the car. Says,
All that hair gel. All that money you spent on that hair gel. Yeah.
out of here.
Gavin uses so much grease, the smallest spark turned him into Burning Man.
Oh,
We asked the governor's
grease.
office to give us the video of him looking like Michael Jackson in a Pepsi commercial, but we haven't heard back. If anyone has the video of Gavin's hair going up in flames, text it to us. We want to see the tape. Maybe he got sunburned and made a mistake. He says he's made a lot of them.
What are some of the things during COVID that you think maybe were a mistake?
We were concerned it was airborne, and folks, we were worried about people being outside even. And we realized then, after the fact, what the hell are we doing shutting down the beaches and open areas?
Do you think that some of the restrictions that you put in place created a mental health crisis by being locked up, by not being able to enjoy the outdoors?
It was devastating. Come on, man, of course.
Newsom says he was wrong about lockdowns, and now he's saying he's wrong about sex changes for 6-year-olds.
Is 8 years old too young?
Yeah, I mean, look, I now that I have a 9-year-old, just became 9. Come on, man, I get it. So those are legit. It's interesting. Just the issue of age. I haven't. It's interesting. As someone that's been so focused on equality, broadly, LGBT rights, particularly gay marriage.
Mm-hmm.
The trans issue for me is also novel. It's over the last few years. I'm trying to understand as much as anyone else. Whole pronoun thing.
The whole pronoun thing. Once he got going, the governor couldn't stop talking about what his party was wrong about.
Do you feel like the last administration was divisive?
I think, we got ideological, and failed at the border. And they've sent me 2 bills I've had to veto where they didn't want me to cooperate with ICE for these 11,000+ people. I just think they're wrong. My party's wrong on that.
Newsom's running on Democrats being wrong on everything. Well, that's a great platform if you're a Republican, so good luck. The governor even went a step further and said Democrats should wash their mouths out with soap.
Because you oppose sports does not make you a bigot, doesn't make you homophobic. There are certain people that cannot stand the community, and that's different. But the vast majority of the folks I come into contact that think it's unfair are good human beings, and I think we should treat them accordingly.
Well, Newsom better swallow a big bar of Irish Spring. He called Trump disgusting, appalling, sick, misogynist, narcissist, racist, unfit, and delusional. And after that, Gavin says he loves Rogan, guns, and the red, white, and blue.
Got to show our pride and patriotism a little bit more, not be shy about it. We celebrate all this, but we don't celebrate what unites us. The United States of America, these enduring principles of our founding fathers, taking the best of Greek democracy and the Roman Republic. 3 independent, co-equal branches of government, the rule of law. What a gift. They were imperfect, but man, what a god gift to this country. We're about to celebrate 250th anniversary.
Gavin has transitioned back into a man, and we're proud of him. Because before Gavin detransitioned, he sounded like this.
Black community does not need to change. We need to change. One thing is clear to me. We have a hierarchy of values in this country that diminishes certain people based on their color of the skin. A history, though, that must acknowledge the shameful mistakes of our country's past. After all, America was literally built on the backs of black people.
Newsom's America's first AI politician. His Silicon Valley donors figured out how to make an algorithm to make him electable outside of California. And after undergoing political sex change surgery, Gavin is now a patriotic, anti-lockdown, trans surgery pronoun, and pro-border governor who loves capitalism, the Second Amendment, and the founders. Would Gavin admit he was wrong about everything if he wasn't running for president?
Are you gearing up for a 2028 run?
No, I'm blown away the Democrats' obsession with just that sort of perfect person that's going to say, sort of this John Wayne thing, this romantic version of that person's going to save the day. Meanwhile, we're not doing the hard work. The more Trump keeps doing what he does, the more compelled I am to think about it. I've never felt more outrage, more anger.
Gavin's leaving the door open to come out of the California closet and save the party from the pirates. He's basically running as a 57-year-old Joe Biden, a straight white male who isn't as crazy as the rest of the communists on the ship. But the way it's looking, with this gnarly crew of identity pirates, they might make him walk the plank first, which might be a good thing if his hair's on fire.